So thank you for joining me for this Solutions Catalyst segment. I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to be speaking to authors during this time and helping you to expand what it is that you're doing in your what should be authorpreneurship. If you are just an author, that within itself is a limitation. You need to have an entrepreneurial focus in terms of being an entrepreneur that's in business or writerpreneur versus just being an author or being a writer. One of the main reasons why a lot of authors, so to speak, are stuck in a one-dimensional framework is because they've narrowed down how they can make their impact in income. And there was a time when high volume book selling was the norm for certain authors back in the day. But self-published authors primarily have to do something different. And I sell in high volumes, but I have systems that are set up, for that. And also a high-end writing empire that allows me to diversify what I do in terms of the written word and also combining with the spoken word as well. And so you have to think outside of just your being an author, your book, so to speak. And if you have books that are only for a certain niche, a certain genre, that's a limitation. And I know that there's been the teachings over the years about being able to only focus on a particular niche market. You didn't need to expand yourself. We are in a new era, and you need to show up for the multi-interest reader. If you want to have repeat engagement and customers, book buyers, you need to write for more than just a specific focus. You have to think about catering to the multi-interest levels of individuals. And again, thinking bigger than your book. Some of your writings want to become productions. They want to become programs. Your authorpreneurship wants to be an empire within itself. But if you take one book and you make that be your end-all be-all, or just continue to write a series of the same topic, you're not going to gain a lot of interest in this era, right? Now, most of you know I'm a published author of over 300 works that serve different niche markets. And I leverage my entire life as a niche to be able to serve different levels of industries. And then I'm cross-trained in a variety of different areas. So it expands what I can do. And so I also want to speak to those who maybe you haven't become published yet. Maybe you aren't an author yet. And you are thinking one-dimensionally in terms of how you would show up as an author, still writing that book. Sometimes it's the book before the book that actually helps you to create the momentum for the success that you desire. I remember early on, some of my first works weren't the ones that actually got published first. And so the journey isn't linear. You want to find the alignment, but you also want to move the energy in a sense. You want to create the momentum. So if you want to start increasing your level of impact and income, you're going to have to step outside of your norm. You're going to have to think more business-minded. And I know a lot of authors think, well, they do. They think, I publish my books, I market them, I put them out there. No, that's not signifying a brand and an empire, so to speak. Again, several people are authors, but it doesn't mean that they're selling books. If you don't have some type of business entrepreneurial structure, something that can be scalable, something that can be diverse, you're settling and you're missing out. And there's a whole lot of energy trying to put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, when there's so many different levels of expression that people are desiring. And if they can actually get sort of a one-stop shop of inspiration from you on multiple levels, again, they'll be more inclined to frequent you, ready for the next work that you put out, and not just in that specific topic, if they see that you have others. Something I'm going to encourage you to do, if in fact you aren't already doing this, aside from your writing, is consider publishing journals or companion journals or a series of journals that are for different topics. Or they can be action planners or so. You need to expand beyond, again, what you're traditionally doing. You can have a core theme and then create a series of journals based on that core theme that can be for different levels of interest. Example is the famous Chicken Soup for the Soul publication series. That's an empire within itself, but it doesn't just have one publication that is catered to everyone. It's got different levels. They provide different levels. Chicken Soup for the Soul for busy moms, Chicken Soup for the Soul for single moms, for youth, for males in leadership. They have different categories. You can consider creating a theme and making it for different interest groups. All right? Even if it's journals, you can have a base of content, something that's empowering and inspiring, and then tailor it towards a specific interest group. And then create it where it's interactive for them to do their exploration. You don't have to be providing a lot of content. And that's something that I also want to say, is that you need to think more in terms of being a low to medium content provider and not so focused on inundating people with so much information. Obviously, if you are a novel writer or so, then you're going to have more content. And you can also consider breaking up bigger books into smaller books. That's something I've done over the years. I create micro versions of those publications to take a chapter from my bigger book and, or a few chapters, and make those part of a series. But you want to think more like someone who has an empire if you want to be taken more seriously. You want to level up your impact and your income. You can check within the description. I have trainings and resources that you can explore as it relates to starting to level yourself up for a more high-end way in terms of your authorpreneurship, and looking how you can expand yourself to write for different niches or journal publishing, or just different ways of becoming a Kindle Direct publishingpreneur, so that you can actually set yourself up effectively in learning how to make a business out of this that can be successful and sustainable, right? So I just wanted to provide you with just kind of some micro empowerment during this time. Again, check the description if you want to learn more about me and the works that I do, and how during this era I am on scene as your solution catalyst and providing different levels of industry focus advisory and helping you to be all that you need to be in this new era of your expansion. So I hope to have you join me for other segments, and I am looking forward to being back with you soon. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care and stay blessed.